Good morning. How is everyone? It's the very last day of the stitch along. I cannot believe it's gone by so quickly. I cannot believe it. I'm in disbelief. So today I'm going to show you how to close up the back of your hoop. I'm not going to do this one. I still want to do some work on it. I feel like I need some more stuff. So, like always, I'm going to do a small one. But don't worry, there's another one coming. So, as always, I'll get a Google Forms up today so that you can give some feedback. And then any suggestions for the next two. I'm thinking to do 2 more before Christmas. They'll each be 3 weeks long instead of 4 weeks long, so a little bit shorter. And then I'm thinking one can be like autumn themed, like more, maybe like Carrie's fox with a mushroom and some leaves and stuff. That might be quite nice. And then the other one is going to be like a holiday themed one. So last year we did the Holly Jolly Christmas one. Do you remember that one? Did I give it away? I don't think I did. I think I have it here. Yeah, so last year we did this one as our holiday themed one, and then there was a bunch of different things that you could get put in the banner on top and bottom, so it doesn't have to be about Christmas, which I quite like, because then it's for lots of different people, not just people who celebrate Christmas. Good morning, George. So there's that. Yeah, so let's get started. So this is our hoop finished, and what I like to do, because we've been stitching this for a month, and you see all these little ratty edges like this, is I like to take my big scissors and just go around and trim a little bit off of that. And we're aiming for about this much around the outside, so only trim a very small amount. So like I said, I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to stitch on this one. So let's put that over there, and I'll show you on this little one here. So this is probably a good length. Okay. You want to try and get all of them about the same, and any points like that, take off. Okay. So put your hoop down on your table. And I've just got white embroidery thread. You can use any color. I would suggest a light color though, because sometimes you can see through and you don't want to see through. So we're just going to overlap that a little bit. And it's the same on your 8-inch hoop. You're just going to take it around until it overlaps like this. All 6 strands. So we'll thread the needle with no knot on the end. We're just gonna leave it like that. And you're gonna take your hoop in your hand, and you're gonna want to do a running stitch. So again, still learning new stitches. You're gonna put the needle down like this, about that far away from the edge. What is that? Oh, I've got paint on my fingernails from painting last night. And then up. And then down, and then up. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way around. So I tend to do, I don't know, like 10 or 8, however many I can fit, and still pull my needle through. And what it's going to do is going to bunch up like this, and make it. So obviously we didn't do a knot, so don't pull it through all the way, or you're going to pull it through all the way. And you're going to have to start again. So just real quickly whilst I'm doing this, I'm just going to explain why I do it this way and don't use glue. And then I'll tell you how some other people I know do it. And there's no right or wrong way. It's just whatever you like. So the reason I don't use glue for these, and I do it this way and this way only, is because I come from an art background, so any kind of glue is pretty much discouraged. And that's mostly because the fabric can deteriorate. You can also do other things with it if you get bored of it in the hoop, if you do it this way. So say that next year you think, oh, do you know what? This would be really cool, like on a flag like this. Then you can take this out of the hoop, trim it up, make it into a flag. I'm also really indecisive, so that's probably part of the reason why I like to do it this way, because then I can change my mind if I want to. You can do these on cushions, you can make them into all sorts of things. You can put a piece of felt behind it or stuff it with stuffing. Make it into like a Christmas bauble or something. Like there's all kinds of things that you can do with these. But I just find that once you add the glue, you're kind of stuck. So I wouldn't put any type of glue on there unless you're 100% sure that you're always going to want to leave it in there. So that's why I'm not a big fan of the glue per se. But some people will do this and then they'll also stitch like a piece of felt on the back using like the blanket stitch like we've done before, the buttonhole stitch. And I'll show you where they do that. Hi, just at the park but made it to the last live. Well done, Mary. I wish I could go to the park. Just still making my way around the hoop. I almost burst out into song there, didn't I? So you're just going to pull it like this all the way through. Yeah, pull it like this. And pull these together, and it's going to cinch them all together. So we're just going to do a double knot, the same kind of knot like if you are doing your shoes or something like that and you want to do a double knot. Now, obviously here, the outside was not all the same. The top and bottom were longer than the sides. That's why I've got this kind of shape. So try to make it all the same length if you can. But if not, that's all right too, you know? And then you're gonna pull this really tight. Now, be really careful when you do this because these threads can snap. They're just cotton, remember? So they will snap. And then I like to do a little bow on the back, and you can double this bow if you want to double. If you want to like make sure that the bow doesn't come undone, you know? If you want to. And then you're done. That's it. Now, like I said, some people will cut a small circle of felt and put it on the back of here and then stitch it. Some people will glue a piece of felt in. Some people take a like a piece of cardboard and just shove it in the back so that it's flat. Some people will take glue and just glue, like cut this really short, like to like there, and then glue the inside of the hoop. So like just along here, and then they will push that in like that all the way around. And obviously because they've cut it short, you wouldn't have this extra bit. Some people like to actually take a piece of cardstock, like that colorful cardstock that has a pattern on the back, and use a circle cutter and take the circle cutter and then stick it on with just some craft glue around the back. So it does make it look nice on the back, but like I said, then you can't do anything else with your fabric or with your embroidery. You're really stuck in this hoop. So it's up to you what you want to do with it. I'm such a big fan of just doing it like this. The only bad part is that if you have a short piece here, if you have it up by the window, you can see through. But I don't hang mine by the window, so it's not a problem for me. But when you're hanging them on the wall, you won't be able to see because they'll be flat. So you can do that. Really quickly, some ways to hang it, because I said I would go over that as well. You can put a nail just on the wall, just like a regular nail. This is an embroidery needle, so it's not a nail. And then you just hang it from the hardware like this in the little hole. So that way you get just a plain circle on the wall. Another way is to take a piece of twine, and in my kits I always give a piece of twine. So if you actually got the Christmas kit, you're going to get 3 pieces because there's 3 hoops. Do a little knot on the end, and then put this loop here in the hole there, and then put the knot through the hole. And then you could always use this right here to hang it on something. So obviously this is a Christmas ornament, so you could do it on the Christmas tree, or you could hang it from a door, like, you know, those little over the door hooks, yeah. You could hang it from there. You could put a nail in your door and hang it on there. You could put a nail on the wall and hang it like that. That's up to you. You can lean them on a bookshelf, something like that. Always exciting. You could always take them out of the hoop completely and do something else with it. So this right here, I've just stitched it all together like that. So there's that. Hannah says, I always put a piece of fabric behind the stitch fabric and then cut the bare fabric relatively short and close the stitch fabric like you did. Does that make sense? Yeah, so she's saying that she will take it out of the fabric, yeah? Or take it out of the hoop, put another piece of fabric down, and then cut that piece of fabric really short and then close this back. That is totally fine as well. Make sure that you don't have these really dark pieces like this that get smashed between the 2 pieces of fabric out like that, because with the white fabric behind it, you'll be able to see those threads like that. So that's the only bad thing about doing it that way, is that you just have to be a little bit careful. Your way is not bad. That's not what I meant. But yeah, I used to do it that way a lot as well, except then I realized you could see some of these things. So you just have to be a little bit careful with your dark threads, especially if you use black. Because sometimes you can see them through. But you know what? If you find a way that works for you, do it that way, you know? Because like, don't fix it if it isn't broke. I've said that before. So that's another little thing that, you know, if you love the way you do it, perfect. The only other thing I would say is if you're going to take this out of the hoop and put it into another hoop, be careful with your circle, because when you stretch it again, it might become a little disfigured. Do you know what I mean? Because we've stitched it in a perfect circle on this stretched fabric. So just be a little bit careful about that. So yeah, I think that's it. I just want to say thank you so much for sticking with me this whole entire time. We've done a lot of stitch alongs this year, and so many of you have done every single one. I'm so thankful. I'm going to do, I think, 2 more stitch alongs, like I said before. We have to apply. Oh, okay. So Hannah says, totally personal preference. It's a little bit easier for me because I do cross stitching. So yeah, so cross stitching that way would be super good because you don't have those extra threads like I showed. Because in cross stitch, you do the X's and you don't have these knots on the back. So that's a good point, actually. So yeah, we're going to apply for the visa soon. It has to be before October 16th. And my birthday's the 17th. So hopefully I'll get a good birthday present by getting a yes. So there's that. So I'll probably have 1 more stitch along, and we'll probably start in October and be for 3 weeks. And then again, another one in November and be for 3 weeks. So you have that to look forward to. And then, yeah, I'll get the Google Forms up so you can give any feedback if you want to give feedback. What else? Yeah, just to thank you, really. Just want to say thank you because it's been a really hard year for a lot of different reasons. And you guys just make my day so much more special by doing these and stitching with me. So, yeah, keep sharing your hoops and your stitch alongs and your progress, and I'll share all the ones I'm tagged in. And yeah, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next time. All right? Ooh, bye. I'm just trying not to cry.